I had this old payphone laying around that I wasn't sure what to do with, which I'm sure is a common issue for all of us. So I decided to put an intercom in it.
Hey, keep it down up there.
So this is a GTE payphone that, according to legend, was made in 1986. Actually, it's according to this tag right here. The general idea was to just get an off-the-shelf wired intercom and replace the base station speaker and mic with the phone headset, and then lengthen the remote speaker wire. The overall steps were remove most of the phone components, take out the intercom circuit board, determine the wiring of the headset, wire the headset to the board, and cut the remote speaker wire and add 2 phone jacks. Mostly this project is just a lot of wiring. First, most of the things inside the phone were removed, which is fairly straightforward. I did leave the coin chute inside in case I can convince some people to put change in it. Next, the wired intercom was taken apart. Inside was this main circuit board, which had a 2-pin connection to the base station speaker, a 2-pin connection to the base station microphone, and both of those things will soon be connected to the headset instead. There was also a connection for the remote speaker and mic, which is like a headphone jack, the power input, and the power switch. All the original things connected to the board were disconnected, and then the plugs were clipped off so that they could be used later. The phone headset has 4 wires coming back into the phone, 2 for the microphone and 2 for the speaker. There wasn't any way of knowing, though, which was which. So next, that had to be determined. To do this, a multimeter can be switched to ohms mode, and the resistance between different pairs of wires can be checked. If it's open, then they're not related. In this case, the yellow and black wire showed some resistance, so that was one pair, and the green and red showed as another pair. The higher resistance pair, in this case the green and red, is the microphone. Next, the original base station mic connector could be connected to some extra wire for some length, and then a couple spade terminals to make it easier to connect to the headset. In this case, I soldered the wires together, but you could connect it together anyway, really, as long as there's no risk of it shorting to anything. After that, the same idea is repeated for the speaker connector and the power switch connector, which is going to go to the switch hook. Since the switch hook is just a plain switch, it works fine as a replacement for the power switch. The remote speaker connector has a pin for speaker, mic, and ground, and you could just cut this wire and extend it to be pretty long to put the speaker somewhere else. In my case, though, I decided to use the house wiring so that I could just plug it in the basement and plug it in upstairs. I cut a piece of phone cord to connect to this jack, and I somewhat arbitrarily connected red on the phone cord to red on the original jack, black to black, green to green, and yellow to white. In this case, green is the speaker and black is the mic, and the other 2 are ground. On the other end, I similarly cut a small piece of phone cord and then connected it to the remote speaker and mic by connecting green to the speaker, black to the mic, and the other 2 to the other ends of each. In this case, the polarity doesn't really matter. The 2 wall jacks that were used here could then just be directly connected together inside my house, since I won't really be using the landline anytime soon. At this point, all the wiring that's been made can be connected together inside the phone, and it can be connected to the wall jack and the power, and that's it.
You are hearing me talk.
Now you might ask, why would you make something like this? Anyway, thanks for watching.